Hello and welcome to Becoming Abundant podcast. I am your host, Anna Maria Jinga, and this is our side of the internet where we get to speak about true abundance, personal authority, emotional optimization, and the pure power of alignment, all while living in the presence and guidance of God Himself. I am a holistic coach and mentor focusing on healing the emotions keeping you stuck so that the mind and body can align and live a limitless life. We all have a mission and a purpose, and I am here to help you unchain from what's been holding you back to actually live in your full potential. Think of it as transformative triggering in the best possible way. The time has come to live a life you love. Let's dive in. Hello, my darlings. Welcome to another fabulous week of Becoming Abundant podcast. I am your host, Anna, and I'm very happy to have you here. If this is your very first time, make sure you say hello. Say hello to our community because we're growing and supporting each other and loving each other so much. So say hi to your fellow teammates. Say something about where you're coming from. Maybe share this message with someone that you find dear. Maybe share this message with someone that you find your enemy. Share it, love it, go do all the things. Now, my loves, this week I've been having such interesting insights into one big topic I want to dive into, which is the language that we use. And no, it is not about speaking English. It is not about how we hold ourselves and talk in general, the accents that we have, the tonalities that we have, even though they're influential. I'm talking about the words and the emotions behind the words that we use. And I'll start off with a beautiful Bible verse that starts something in the lines of, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And it's all a matter of words. It's all a matter of words. So when you think about the language that you use, what do you think influences you? What do you think impacts you? What do you think I'm even talking about when I'm sharing that language is the thing that's stopping you from being who you really are? Think about it. Think about it for a moment. When you talk to yourself, how do you talk to yourself? What kind of thoughts are you allowing to live inside your head? What kind of words do you use that either create an impact or the lack of an impact? What kind of words do you use that create a lack of impact in your life? Sit with that for a moment. Because for me, it has been such a pivotal technique that I am teaching to my clients so often that sometimes the words that we use are the things that are getting in the way of us actually showing up into our full potential in this identity that we have. It's funny, I was a couple of months ago in a coaching call with a client of mine, and we were talking about the words that she uses around how she expresses herself. And when she thinks about how she expresses herself, she uses the words great, I am professional, I am capable, I am trustworthy, words that sound great. But the emotions behind those words were that I am not good enough to be great, to be extraordinary. I am not capable enough to be more than just professional, to be transformative. I am not enough itself to be more than just capable, to be able, to be a mover and a shaker in her industry. And we were talking about how comfortable she is using different kinds of words. She realized that as I was giving her examples of what would it feel like to call yourself limitless, unrestricted, to call yourself an expert in your field, because she is. She has over 20 years of experience in her field, and she didn't feel like an expert. She said, well, this is my job. This is what I do. It's great. And that was it. She didn't allow for herself to feel more into who she really is. So when you think about languaging, when you think about words, words have such a powerful way of creating narratives in our heads, stories in our heads that may or may not serve us. When we were children, do you remember a time when you were a child where you would talk about being a princess or a knight in shining armor or a cowboy or a ninja? Or if you were me, Xena the warrior princess. And you would say and believe that you were brave and marvelous and unstoppable and all of those things. And then something happened. An adult, most likely, who was limited in their belief, came and told you, hey, it's time to grow out of that. It's time to let all of those fantasies go and not allow yourself to believe that you're just this character. Those are just ideas from a TV show. But would you agree that TV shows are most of the time inspired, if not all the time inspired, from something from reality? We all have a little ninja inside of us. We all have a little princess inside of us. We all have a little Xena the warrior princess, fighter warrior vibe in us. But are we allowing ourselves to show up like that? Or are we simply believing that, oh, it's nice, but that's not me. I couldn't possibly be that. Why couldn't you be that? When you think about the way you see yourself, the way you experience yourself, why wouldn't you be able to allow yourself to see yourself differently? Because the words that are speaking inside of your head are telling you a story. And the story that they're telling you is you are as good as you need to be. You don't need to be more than your current circumstance. And when you are not allowing yourself to be more than your current circumstance, how would you be able to see anything different in your life? That's one. Two, when you are talking to yourself inside your head and you believe that what I hear inside my head is truth. Sit with that for a moment. How many times do we believe all sorts of absolute crap about ourselves? That's not actually true. Inside our own minds. And we accept that as our truth and our reality. 1,000,001 times. And I'll tell you why. Because somewhere, sometime in the past, those words came from a source that we trusted, a parental figure, a spouse, a friend, a teacher, a coworker, whatever. We adopted them as our own, and we believe that if we do not believe them, it's going to go against our identity because the person that said them sees us better than we see ourselves because they're from outside. They see us. We don't see us unless we look in a mirror. But would they know what's going on inside your head? What stirs inside your heart? What lives inside your whole body and soul? No. Because we don't know what's going on in their lives, how would they know what's going on in our lives? So we believe the languaging that they have spoken with in correlation with the truth that we have placed on them as the person that tells us the truth without questioning it. What would it look like for you to question when you hear something negative about yourself or something limiting about yourself? To question, did God actually put me on this earth to be that limited if I am created in His image? Let me say that one more time. Whenever you think that something that you believe in your head is true, ask yourself this: would God, who created me in his image, want me to be that limited when I am created in his image as the limitless creator that he is? Sit with it. Allow it to land. Allow yourself to breathe into this. Because sometimes the words that we hear from a trusting source might be the words that will shake and shatter the rattling cage that we've been kept locked for years. I am here to rattle that cage. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I absolutely love rattling the cages of our human mind. So here's another thing that will rattle your cage. Would you agree that you can always change when you want to? When you allow yourself to change. Because that's the thing. When we think in our human mind that we cannot change, that is true. We couldn't change if we do not allow ourselves to change. If we do not allow for the internal story in our heads to shift into a new perspective, a limitless perspective, an optional perspective, we would not be able to allow ourselves to change. So when we are not able to allow ourselves to change, what happens? We go in a never ending cycle of the same old crap over and over again. So I'm asking you this: what will it take for you to change your story inside your mind? Think about it with me for a moment. You are in your family, in your environment, you are this person that shows up, that wants to do better and wants to experience better, but don't know where to start. And when you don't know where to start, you just dabble. You just dip your toe slightly. Just like, nothing crazy, nothing extraordinary, nothing transformative there. But when you dip your toe, you notice that the water is not that cold. It's a little chilly. It's like, it's not too bad. And you think, in this fabulous water, that if you would jump in it, it would be scary. So you slowly dip the toe even further. It's not too bad, it's not too crazy, but it's not transformative. And you dip your toe even further. It's at your knee right now. It's not bad, it's not transformative, it's not scary. You go all the way up to your hips, all the way up to your belly, all the way up to your chest. And you finally settle in. And you're like, oh, it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't transformative. It didn't blow my damn mind off. Whereas, if you would just slowly but surely submerge yourself fully without dipping your toe first, and inch by inch by inch by inch going in the water, you would just, okay, we're in the water, we're enjoying it. Oh, this is great. And then you allow your body to catch up with the greatness. Would that be a better experience? When you just submerge yourself instead of slowly dipping your foot in the water. Sometimes we're so terrified of doing any kind of massive change because what if we create waves? What if we create waves when we go in the water? Oh, how dare we? How dare we rattle our cages and create waves? No, no. We need to dip the water slowly so we suddenly become this new person without bothering anyone around us. And no one would notice ever when we actually got in the water. No one would notice ever when we made the waves because we're just so terrified of making any kind of waves, because what if we disturb other people's complacency within their own lives and make them feel uncomfortable in their own limited perspectives and their own rat race and their own hamster wheel? What if we push the wheel out of balance and they fall? How would that be? Terrifying. Is it terrifying or is it exactly what this world needs right now? Transformative triggering at its finest. Think about this. The words we use are the emotions that we accept to surrender to. Let me say that one more time. The words we use are the emotions that we get and accept to surrender to. Think about it. When we use certain types of words, most of the time, if you haven't been in any kind of personal development commitment to yourself where you want to be better, so you're kind of tracking the thoughts and emotions and habits and patterns and all of that, you have found yourself in spaces where the words you use for yourself are negative. Maybe it's as a joke, maybe it's as a pattern that shows up. Oh, I'm always sucky. Oh, I'm always dumb at this. Oh, I don't always know what I'm doing. Most of the time I'm such an idiot. We talk like that. I used to talk like that. Do you know how my reality looked like when I talked like that? My reality was a direct mirror of what I believed about myself. I had people around me that were talking to me like that. I had friends around me that I accepted that were talking to me like that. I had relationships, full blown 2+ year relationship, abusive relationship, that the person was talking to me like that over and over again because that is the narrative that I accepted as I'm good enough and worthy enough to accept this, nothing else. I cannot possibly have anything better than this because that's what I believed about myself. So when I shifted out of that, everything else shifted away from me. When I started realizing that the words I use for myself are a direct replica of the reality I surround myself with, everything changed. Because the moment I surrendered the need to belittle myself, my environment leveled up. I felt myself more confident. I felt myself more deserving of the right people. And first and foremost, I found myself deserving of peace. And peace came with not having the people that were talking down at me ever again. So in my life, all of those people that I had before started falling away. The people that were keeping me limited fell away. The people that were keeping me walking on eggshells or being too small or accepting of a mediocre life with an average paycheck and an average style of living and an average health, that's a big thing. Average health, average paycheck, average style of living. Those people started falling away. And for a while, I was alone. For a while, I was by myself with my family, realizing that the more I respect myself, the more I will put barriers around how others are treating me. But then the magic happened. And I started getting the right people in my life that speak life back into me, that make me feel special, that make me feel like I matter, that hear me speaking things and appreciate and honor who I am. And that's what we deserve in our lives, to have that kind of environment where not only we are safe to be who we are, but also we are respected to be more of who we are, more and more every day. So the moment I change my languaging, I also change my environment. So as a question for you guys is, what are some of the words that you believe you need to accept that are actually influencing your environment right now? Because the moment you figure out what's influencing your environment is the moment you realize there needs to be some boundaries put around this. What is within my environment that's actually not serving me anymore? It's not helping me be better, have more of a fulfilled life, more of an abundant, more blissful, more aligned life. And when that shift happens, you will start to question, every little thing that you possibly are speaking to yourself. Every time I say something that's like lukewarm, mediocre belief about me, there's like an army of little patterns coming up. Is that really true? Are you allowing yourself to speak like that? What's going on that you're talking like that? What's not working? Have you slept well? Did you eat well? Did you take care of yourself? Did you see sunlight? Did you move your body? Did you see a good friend today? Did you stay in silence? Did you talk to your husband? Did you talk to your son? Did you not talk to anyone? Have you loved yourself enough today? If any of those questions are answered with a no or a maybe, that's why I'm talking lukewarm negative to myself. That needs to change, and I go and change it. The thing is, the words we use for ourselves create the identity that we allow us to believe we are worthy of. So when I started speaking about myself that yes, I am a child of God, and in this reality, I am a leader, I am capable, I am worthy to take up space to speak. I am a speaker and a storyteller. I am the one that speaks life back into people. I am the one that guides them out of their darkness. I am the beaming light that gets to trigger and inspire and shatter cages. You know how I show up during the day and night when I talk to myself like that. There is nothing getting in the way of me taking care of others because I take care of myself. So, another shift of perspective for you guys now is when we think about the words that come up when you think about yourself, what can you change them to that would serve you to show up in a different light for yourself? Sorry for that. When you show up in a different light for yourself, what would you be able to accomplish in your life more? What would you be able to allow to come into your life when you actually acknowledge yourself with the value that you actually deserve? Feel that for a moment. How would you show up when you value yourself enough to let everything else go that's not true, that's not serving you, and allow for you what is better, what is best? And here's a little exercise I want to invite you, because probably you're thinking now, sure, Anna, I could talk myself into talking differently about all of these things, all of the ways I see myself, talk to myself, experience life, all of that. But, and there's a big but here. I like big buts and I cannot lie. There's a big but here. When you tell yourself something, but inside of your subconscious says, haha, that's bullshit. I do not believe that 1 second. What actually changes? Nothing, very little. You get frustrated. Think of this. When you find yourself speaking to yourself in negative, limiting thought patterns, words, phrases, all of those things, visualize in front of you the 7-year-old you and tell that beautiful girl or boy in front of you all of those crappy words that you're telling yourself every day. Tell her, oh, I'm such an idiot. Better yet, tell her you're such an idiot. Tell her you're not good enough to do this. Tell her you are not capable of doing something more with your life. You're not capable of running a business. You're not capable of starting over. You're not capable of allowing yourself to do more, be more, show up more. You are not able to be better because this is what you are okay to have. This limited, safe space is all that you need and can have. How would you feel then? When I did that exercise with myself, I started bawling my eyes out. Even now, just visualizing in my mind the exercise, I am slightly teary and feeling like, oh my God, that would be horrible. Because when I was at that age, I was hearing negative things about myself from others around me. I was hearing that I'm too small, I'm too weak, I'm too feeble. I'm like a brick, like a wooden brick, not wooden brick. What's that called? Wooden plank. There we go. I'm like a wooden plank walking around. No clothes will fit on me. No boy will ever look at me because I'm so thin and skinny and small and like horrible. I had a big forehead and everything felt weird and I felt completely worthless. Most of my childhood, I felt unseen, unheard, and worthless. So putting myself through that exercise, I'm even feeling like I'm tearing up now as I'm thinking about it. Putting myself through that exercise as an adult, talking back to my younger self like that, I bawled my eyes out. And I hated every negative word I ever thought about myself, directed to myself. And here's why. It will break your heart to talk to your younger self the way you are allowing yourself to think about in your day to day life. You are capable. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You're limitless. You are so powerful beyond measure. And yes, we're tying it back to God as always. You are a child of God. You are God's creation. You belong to Him. You belong to Him. You're still that child, that 7-year-old child that was hurt, that was small, that was unseen, that was unheard, that was unappreciated when you are bullying yourself like that. And God wants you to know He doesn't want to hear those words out of you ever again because He would never talk to you like that. Every hurt that you have had that has taught you the languaging that you have in your mind that's limiting you right now has come from other people's hurts. Nothing else. God never talks to us like that. He tells us we're unique. We are His creation. We are His beloved. We are His children. That's it. We are holy and blameless. Think of that. In the Bible, it says, you are holy and blameless in front of Him. So when you are holy and blameless, why are we talking to ourselves the way we are allowing this language that we're using to not feed us but diminish us? The language, the words that we use are either bringing life into us or death into us. And going a little deeper into this, your body hears everything. So the words that you speak to yourself or think about yourself are directly affecting the health concerns that you have. I hated myself growing up, so I had a heart problem. I absolutely felt so much fury and anger in my teenage and young adult years that I gave myself an ulcer. It took me years, a whole decade, to heal all of that. Now I'm healed. Why? Yes, diet, yes, exercise. But in order for the diet and the exercise and the sleep and the self care to actually work, I needed to allow myself to love myself and see myself in a different light. So, another question for you is, how do you see yourself? And how do you think you need to deserve to see yourself? And then dive into how you actually deserve to see yourself. What are you worthy of believing about yourself? Sit with it. Allow for yourself to journal out of all of this. And I know there's so much more to talk about the languaging of how we use things, how we do things. And please tell me all of your thoughts and all of your experiences as you went through this episode. Maybe share it, maybe. Of course, please share it with someone that will resonate with this. Who's that's someone who would need to hear this, to be reminded of their greatness, of how much they get to love themselves and expand the world around them because of that love. Share this message with someone that needs it. Share this message with someone that you hate. See how that impacts them. My darlings, I will leave you with that. I can't wait to read your messages. I absolutely love each one of you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your big support every week. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for the expansion that we get to create together. And I'm so freaking proud of you for doing so much of this work. Until next time, my loves, I wish you a fantastic week ahead. Remember to be absolutely spectacular because you deserve it. I love you. Thank you. And remember to stay salty and bright. Ciao now.